I want it now!
Greetings, fellow mortals. Just a reminder, saying it's just my opinion is for cowards. Oh, and this video will have spoilers for Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, and Yakuza 6. Just a heads up. Now look here, look me in the eyes, get closer to the screen so that you understand this. This video is coming out the Tuesday after Infinite Wealth drops, but I am finishing it on the day that Infinite Wealth comes out, so there might be a few speculations that I make that could be proven wrong by people who spend 120 hours in a row completing this game, but I wish to talk about it, enjoy it, and go at my own pace. So keep in mind that my theories might be out of date just a little bit. But this video isn't just about Like a Dragon 8 Infinite Wealth. It's about the 3 games I'm most excited for in 2024, all of which come out within a few weeks of each other, all of which are over 100-hour long RPGs, all of which cost $70 damn at launch, all of which will feature themes of death and sadness that will tear out my soul and make me watch as it's crushed before my eyes, and I am so ready for it. I love a good tragedy, a good sad tale to make me appreciate the moments of happiness in my real life.
Excuse me, please.
Of course, the first game that I'm excited about is Suicide Squad. Nah, I'm just kidding. Anyone looking forward to that hot mess needs to get their head examined. No, of course I'm talking about Like a Dragon 8 Infinite Wealth. My first ever video was on Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon, so that might tell you how much I love these games. They inspire me, they motivate me, they make me want to be better. Specifically, Ichiban makes me want to be better. I kid you not when I say he is my favorite video game character ever, and that's just from one game. I'm going to be super invested in his journey to, and the trailers revealed it so I don't think it's a spoiler, find his missing mother, who will probably die in his arms by the end, devastating us all. Not just that, the developers are bringing back the OG protagonist Kiryu after he faked his death in the 6th mainline game and went into hiding. The story is that he has cancer and seems to be refusing treatment because he doesn't have much to live for anymore. So he wants to close the loose ends he left behind and find closure. Now he could end up deciding to live, or he could end up dying at the end of the story, which will just devastate me after my journey with him from Yakuza 0 up until now. There isn't a more complicated, stoic character in fiction. I love him so much, and this line from his friend about even dragons being vulnerable to cancer, I swear, especially because it's most likely lung cancer. This is very personal to me.
Hey, who left this bowl of onions here?
Next is Persona 3 Reload. Now, Persona 5 is my favorite game ever, full stop. The loop of story, dungeon crawling, and managing day-to-day life hit something in my brain that makes it so that I can't get enough of it. Are there story problems in the game? 100% cannot deny it. Does Persona 4 have better characters? Also yes. Does Persona 3 have the best overall writing in all 3 of these games? No denying it, which is why I was so excited for this remake, because the only real problems with Persona 3 are the fact that it lacks many of the quality life features from Persona 5, and that there is no definitive version, and there won't be because they have to get another release from this so that I can play as Femc and see the epilogue. I swear, if they don't just release this as DLC. Anyway, the reason Persona 3 is such a meaningful story to me is that I played the entire franchise, except, the first 3, in a very difficult time in my life. 2016 was a crossroads of me choosing who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do with my life. Discovering Persona 5 and playing my way backwards through the series left a giant impact on my life. I remember the final boss of Persona 3, when the battle for everyone's souls played, remixing the theme from the Velvet Room, a place that I probably spent tens of hours in combining personas. Goosebumps spread down my arms when that beat dropped, tears swelled in my eyes. This was the end of my journey, and the game ended with such a powerful note, with its themes of death, refusing to despair, and making the most of your life while you still have it. Do what you will regret the least.
What? Would you get out of here?
And finally, the video game story that has been in my mind for the longest amount of time, Final Fantasy VII. I, like many people, played the original when I was a kid. I actually remember having the guide on everything because 7-year-old me was stuck at some of those super bosses. Not going to lie, the first part of the remake was okay. It was the warm-up, the foreplay, getting us ready for what was to come, setting up this alternate timeline or universe with a bunch of speculation and hints, and a reveal that Zack Fair was going to come back after dying in Crisis Core. Now, I normally hate when dead characters are brought back to life, but considering the twists on this almost sequel series, I actually find it interesting because it makes sense that he might be alive in an alternate universe. His death at the end of Crisis Core got me, I'm not gonna lie. I played through that PSP game so many times when I was a teenager. I knew I could never save Zack, but I did try through multiple playthroughs, leveled up, and got the best tools possible. And each time he fell to the army hunting him and Cloud. There's something about these cheerful main characters around a brooding cast and a depressing world. They have to be one of my favorite tropes and genres because I'm so excited to see what happens with him and how it affects Cloud and Aerith. Damn. Is this a spoiler? I don't think so. Her death is the most famous death in video games, period. And the remake is definitely playing on our feelings and our expectations, especially when it comes to Zack. Let's just say that I am fully prepared to have my heart ripped out this time around.
Hey!
The only thing about these games that are really pissing me off are the release dates. I swear to God, why wasn't Infinite Wealth released over New Year's? It's Ichiban's damn birthday, for God's sake. It was perfect timing. Instead, I've been busy buying time all month, replaying the original Red Dead, getting the last few trophies in Hogwarts Legacy, playing God of War Valhalla, which was fantastic for a roguelike, and even starting Skyrim again just to distract myself from the fact that I cannot play Infinite Wealth yet. It's too cold for me to go outside and do anything, and my friends are hibernating because of course they had to burn themselves out trying to get their fitness goals in at the start of the month. I could have been playing the game this whole damn time, I'm just saying. And having Persona 3 and Final Fantasy come out right after this, could we not have spaced this out just a little bit? Persona 3 in March, Final Fantasy in May. Come on, gaming executives. Get together and plan this out so you don't piss us all off. I'm going to have to spend months avoiding spoilers, and there's not too much else out there that I care about. Suicide Squad looks terrible. Okay, I do need to play the new Prince of Persia. That one looks really good. But most of my January fun money was dedicated to Infinite Wealth, so what are you gonna do? I'll probably wait for a sale for Dragon's Dogma 2. We'll see if Wolf Among Us 2 actually gets released in 2024 and not delayed. Little Nightmares 3 will be short. I'll wait to see with Rise of Ronin and Silent Hill 2 remake to see if they're actually good. And Star Wars is not my franchise, so I'll leave that to other people. Plus, fighting games. Some of them look really good, but I do not play them because I get really mad. So, there you go. Nothing even close to those 3 games that I mentioned throughout this video. Just saying, maybe don't save all of the heartbreaking games during the most depressing time of the year for people. Space it out some, come on!
The only way I can feel this sad now is if I felt something really good before. So I have to take the bad with the good.
But I can usually handle intense sadness where people die and stories where terrible things happen. I've been reading Joe Abercrombie nonstop for months after all. just as long as it's not BoJack Horseman levels of depressing. I just cannot handle that. It always messes with my head. But these stories of defying death and living life to the fullest always makes me happier actually. There's something hopeful in the sadness. These games will bring out the feelings and make me refreshed when the spring finally comes. And that's the most beautiful thing storytelling in video games can achieve. You're welcome to disagree with me, that's fine. After all, everyone is entitled to their objectively wrong opinion.
I'd rather be a crying little pussy than a faggy goth kid. Won't say you, Stan.
Hey, do you like stories about an interconnected world? Then consider giving my LPCO books a try. They are all connected in some way, but you can jump in at any point, unless it's a series. Then you have to start at the beginning. But I got 3 books out right now and 3 coming next year. You will not have to wait long for content. Either way, thank you. I appreciate you. Do not despair.